Hello everybody and welcome back to the Aaron Davies YouTube channel and the Wigan Athletic Career Mode, which I'm very excited to bring this season to you. We are in the Premier League for the first time since 2013, I believe, and we're in for a very challenging season. There's some very promising things though. We should have a decent budget this year. We had a good one going into the Championship, about 12 million, which is, you know, we've got to work with that. But this year, we now have, and I'm saying this for the first time, 40 million, which is more than double what we did have in the Championship. It's not bad. Obviously, we want to try and be smart with this money, and we don't just want to spend all of that, especially during the summer. So I'm going to probably be taking in a lot of this tally here, wait and see, like the bars in each month and that. So we don't want that to fall very low is what I'm trying to say. So the initial budget is just over 40 million. We don't want to really spend so much money, and I understand we're gonna have to change the team a lot, I would imagine, going into this season. There's a few players I've got in mind. There's a few players that I've got on the short list who I think might be best to fit into this team for the season, but we're going to go through some of this first. Review the board objectives. Okay then, so in the Premier League, avoid relegation. That is the big aim there for this season. I think my big aim in Season 1 in League 1 was to gain promotion. We gained automatic promotion to the Championship. And my real objective in the Championship was to make the playoffs, and we did, and we got through. So this one, I'm definitely just going with the board here and saying avoid relegation. I think it's going to be a very challenging time. We've done alright against some of the Premier League sides that were faced in the Cups. I think we faced West Ham, they beat us 2-0. We faced Liverpool, beat them 1-0, and Newcastle beat us 1-0 last season. So we've had some very close innings with a lot of Premier League sides already, but I do think the main thing is just avoid going down the best we can. Reach the round of 16 in the FA Cup solely just depends on who we have before the round of 16. If we've got any Premier League sides, it's probably going to be closed doors at that point. No continental success, obviously we're not in anything. Youth development, so this is low as well, but signed 2 players younger than 20 years old with potential greater than the average overall rating of players currently in the same position. I'll not focus too much on that one. Sign a crucial first team player signed at the midfield position. I definitely think we can get that one done. The midfield isn't really a position that needs drastically changed. Although if we're getting like Divine in permanently, then he could come in, but I don't know if he'd have a crucial role. That's the only thing. And then financial, we've got sell 2 players and sign 3 important players to replace them. Finish the season without any unspent. Finish the first season without any... Wait, so they want us... Okay, they want us to spend all the budget. I mean, if the board's telling us to spend all of it, I will. That's not in my mindset, but that's a weird one. Okay then, so it comes down to this. Who's leaving, who's joining? We will see. So players sort of leaving and joining. I think all of this back line, for me, I think we're just going to keep it. Murphy's leaving, of course, to Newcastle. We aren't going to go and to try and buy Murphy. I think everyone in that defensive line changed. I think the only player I would probably want to give away here is Williamson, but I think we're just going to use him for depth, as I have done the past 2 seasons. Right back wise, I think between these two, it's really challenging on who's going to be the main guy. Rankin played a lot more than Sessegnon last season, but it's a really big mix. So I think Sessegnon's going to be the main right back. Rankin will definitely be in mind. He'll be in mind. Both of them only have a year left though, so we do have to be kind of careful about that. Also, crucial role in the team for Sessegnon, an important role for Rankin is going to be hard to rotate. Kai Payne, who was out on loan last season, I think we're just going to keep in the team for now. So we've got Harrison Armstrong, who was signed last year, he's definitely staying. Jensen Weir's going to stay. Matthew Smith's going to stay. Adiko is going to stay for me. Novak's definitely going to be sold now. This guy has been 66 overall for the longest time. I think he joined the team in Season 1 at 65 overall. So this guy's went up 1 rating in 2 years of football is simply not good enough. I don't know if he's going to sell with only having a year left, but we'll see. We can get maybe he's over $1 million for him. Asgard's definitely going to stay this season. Divine, I think I'm going to go ahead and sign permanently. Joshua Hobbs, I reckon we can keep him in this team. Even if, say, if I don't get Devine in, Joshua Hobbs could be alright. He played, I think it was 10 games for Swansea last season, scored 3 goals for them, so he's only 17 years old. Silko Thomas, I would love to get in, and we do actually have a buy option on him, whereas Devine, we don't have a buy. We didn't like settle for a buy option during the loan, so Silko Thomas, I'm going to try and settle for the buy option. Etienne Jr. is, I'm very tempted to let him go. He got 14 goals, 11 assists last season, which is incredible, but it's the Premier League, isn't it? It's the Premier League. I think Etienne Jr. is going to be transfer listed. The first player I'm putting on the transfer list this year, Derek Etienne Jr. He's been a good servant for 2 years, but he's on his way. Johnny Smith is going to stay. Paredes is returning to Spurs. Asamoah, I've had on the loan list like nearly all of last season, but I think Asamoah for me is going to be sold this year. He's going to be in that outing. And Felix Mambini and Joseph, I think I'm going to put, no, not development plan. I think Mambini is going to go on the transfer list as well for me. So, if we go over to transfers, transfer hub, and then transfer listed, yeah, we'll go. So, yeah, as the players all on the transfer list, Etienne Jr., Mambini, Asamoah, and Novak. The only issue is the majority of these only have a year left on their deal. So I might need to try and give them a new contract just so we start getting offers in, which is very frustrating how that works in the game, but it might be the only way around it. Okay then, so first bit of business, what we're going to be doing here, Luke Chambers. Now, I read a lot of the comments at the end of Season 2, and apparently he's really loved by Wigan fans. He hasn't been that good for me in this career mode, in the 2 seasons that we've had him on loan. He just hasn't been anything special. I expected a bit more from him, and in Season 1 I'm pretty sure he got 1 assist, and Season 2 he only got 1 assist in about 50 games. He's played 100 games for Wanelli and only had 2 assists. I understand the fullback's role is not just to be able to do that, but I feel like there's better fullbacks out there who can also do that as well as defend. But we're going to try and go in for him permanently here. I'm not going to offer like an insane amount of money, and let's just hope they accept sort of a lower deal. So we're going to start off with 3.25 million. We're going to submit the other one. 5.8, which is way too much. That's too much for what I want to put in. So we're going to hit them back with just 4 million. 5.8, it's definitely too much for a left back. I think 4.4 with a 10% sign clause. My final offer, and they're just going 5.8. We're going to jump out the negotiations there. Looks like we're not going to be getting Luke Chambers permanently, which is quite upsetting, to be fair. We do have Pablo Garcia. Whether he's good enough to be the starting fullback, I don't know. Murphy's going back to Newcastle. I've made my mind up on him already. Devine, I mean, if I'm keeping Hobbs, we don't necessarily need Devine. We also do have Arsgaard already. But Devine was just exceptional last season. He was amazing. He did have a few injuries, but I feel like we can definitely work around doing that. So let's go and try and buy Devine. Now, this is a player I do value at around about 5 million. That's how much I would put in for him. If they put 5 million here, I'm not too bothered about accepting it. So we'll see what we can do. We're going to go in with an initial offer of 3. So look, okay, 3 with a 1% selling clause. That is fine. First signing of the season, it's Alfie Devine. And I feel like no one can be upset by this. He was amazing last season. He should be good in this season, I'm hoping. He's only 21, he's got time to grow. Now, they did say sign a crucial player in the midfield position. This does class as a midfielder. We could go crucial. We'll go important. He only wants important, which is fine. 5-year contract length, that's great. We can also up the wage. He's currently on 38 grand a week at Spurs. I probably can't offer that here. Let's go 24. It's a lot less, but okay, so it's gonna have to be upped. He's gonna be one of the highest paid players, if not the highest paid player on this team. 28.5. Okay, we're doing a 28.5. 150k signing bonus is kind of crazy, but there's your first signing of the Premier League season here. with Wigan Athletic. It's Alfie Devine on a permanent. I feel like it needed to be done. It needed to be done because of how good he was last year. So that's done. We can't get... I might go back in for Luke Chambers. We'll see. But he's also keeping... I think he's kept like the original contract he was on. I'm not sure what's happening here, but he's got 6 years there instead of 5. I don't know what I've done there for that to happen. But Silko Thomas, definitely. I mean, if Etienne Junior is going to be leaving, I think Silko Thomas could definitely be brought in here permanently. So let's settle for the buy option, which is 3.25 million. Why have I accepted that? Like, why was that the price that they put? 3.25 million's a lot. Let's go with it. Let's settle for Silko Thomas on 3.25. We know how good he is. I trust him. Another 5-year contract, which is great. No release clause. He's already on 30k a week at Leicester. This is the issue with signing Premier League players. Let's try 20. We've got to realise we're only Wigan. We don't have this kind of money. We don't have Premier League money. I can go 25 and bring that down to 80. Let's do 26 to 30. See, the wage could be an issue here. 24 100, 26 115. We'll do that. 26 115. That's fine by me. I mean, it's still a lot. That is still a lot. The bonuses really do drag down that budget. I suppose the board did say they want all the budget spent, so that's what we're doing. Also, Silko Thomas has kept the 6 years. I don't know what's happening with these 6-year contracts, but I'm loving it. Paredes we're not going to go in for, and that does it for the loanees. So Silko Thomas joins us permanently, and Alfie Devine. Luke Chambers unfortunately isn't, so my mind now goes to maybe we should look into getting a left back. This is something I didn't expect to be happening, but Mambini leaves us to Hull for 2 million, and I know I transfer listed him, but they just paid his release clause. I completely didn't realise I put a release clause on Mambini. So it has been paid for by Hull. As market value is 1.4. He's been sold for 2 million. It's not awful. It isn't awful. Also, finance tip had saying this player's release clause was lower than his value. It actually isn't. So I don't know how it classes as a bad negotiation. But yeah, Mambini leaves us. Another good servant. Was only here for about a year and a half, but he was an incredible player and a good backup to Joseph. We have been busy in the transfer market. Let's just go over a little highlight of what has happened so far. So Devine joins us for 3 million from Tottenham Hotspur. Silko Thomas joins us from Leicester for 3.3 million, which I'm pretty certain is our record deal. Felix Mambini's release clause got paid by Hull for 2 million. Novak finally leaves us to Portland Timbers for 970k. Derek Etienne Jr. has left us to Sheffield United for 1.9 million. Asmoa leaves to Millwall for 1 million. We finally sign a new backup striker. Ricky J. Jones joins us from Peterborough for 2.3 million. We'll sign Kem Campbell from also 2.6 million. Tayo Adaramola from Crystal Palace for 2.5. And our official now record deal just after the other one there for 3.3 million, sorry. Nathan Peterson joins us from Everton for 5.5. Obviously, Everton are still in the Championship for this season, and I just thought I need to bring another Everton player into this team, but already brought up Harrison Armstrong last season. Nathan Peterson joins us this season, and this is our record deal for the transfer, for this series so far, 5.5 million. It's a lot, but I'm hoping he works out. I will add, included in the Nathan Patterson deal, Rankin was included, so 5.5 plus Rankin. He only had a year left on his contract, and I didn't think I was going to re-sign him. We do have Sessegnon as a backup as well, so the fullbacks are very solid. We've got Tayo in and Garcia on the left-hand side. We've got Nathan Patterson and Sessegnon in on the right-hand side. Very strong fullback rotation this season. I also want to add some very good news contract-wise. Johnny Smith has re-signed for an extra 3 years. You'll be happy about that one, Wigan fans. We also done a deco for 4 years. He went for the 4-year extension. I offered 2 years. He said, no, I want an extra 4 years on it was 10 months. So deco's now here for 5 extra seasons, which is very exciting stuff. I do really love this guy. I really do. I need to play him a lot more this season. We also done, I tried to go in for Patson. Wage demands were not met. I doubled his wage from 4k to 8k. And he wasn't happy with it, so looks like Kai Payne's probably leaving on a free this season. And Steven Sessegnon, we got a 3-year extension, had 10 months left on the deal, an extra 3 years. The only downside is he's still got an important role in the team. I was hoping for a rotational one, with Patterson being a crucial role, but these two should be really fun to just sort of rotate throughout the season. I'm really hoping they work out well together as both the right backs in the team. And I believe, contract-wise, that is it. I'm willing to give Tickle a big deal, but I've got a weird feeling he might not accept, like, a long-term contract. He's only got a year and 10 months, and I really want to put it up to, like, give him an extra 4 years or something, so he's got a full 5-year deal, but I've got a weird feeling he's not going to accept it for whatever reason. I feel like he's going to want to be moved on to like a bigger team, so we'll wait a little bit for Super Sam Tickle. We might wait until January to start doing some contract business with him. And officially, absolutely smashing Wigan Athletics record transfer fee, in comes a new right winger. I'm very excited to announce this signing. It has cost us an absolute arm and a leg, and nearly double the record transfer fee from Wigan Athletic in their club's history. But we needed a new forward to try and deal with these Premier League centre-backs. This is a crazy one. Thomas Sulov from Hellas Verona joins Wigan Athletic for 10.4 million. Absolutely ridiculous. It's a great deal, apparently. Excellent deal. And it's 42k a week this guy is being paid. But he should hopefully help us. He's on a 3-year contract. He's only 24 years old. Still loads of potential. We needed a signing like this to join the team. And it breaks Charles and Zogbia for 6 million as the club's record transfer fee. That is mental. Alright then, I mean, we know that you've got to make changes. You have to make changes when you come up to these leagues. And we have indeed. We've signed Alfie Devine, Silko Thomas, both on permanent deals. We've got Ricky J. Jones in, Kem Campbell, Tayo Adaramola, Nathan Patterson, and then, last but not least, Thomas Sulov. And I did say before, I'm going to try and keep check on sort of the initial budget and that between the current budget. And this is how we're currently looking. Look, one of the objectives was spend the money, and we are spending the money here. We're left with 9.3 million now, which I think we're just going to try and keep tight until January. Unless in the first few games of the season we come across some massive issues in the team, then we'll try and sort that out with a bit of spending again. But yeah, what an insane transfer window. We knew this had to happen. You have to make the team better. It's going to be very challenging to survive in this league. But let's give our first game a go. Alright then, I would be lying if I said I'm not nervous for this. We have Brentford at the G-Tech Community Stadium as our opening game in the Premier League. This is how the lineup's looking. Silko Thomas would usually start on the right hand side, but unfortunately he's still injured from last season. I don't know if you guys remember, but he did go down injured late in the season, and he's still injured from it. So he's back in literally like a week's time though, so he's going to miss the first few games this season. But for now I'm going to put Ricky J. Jones there. I know we've got Kem Campbell, we've got Johnny Smith, but I want to try and go with like the strongest lineup I can. Everybody in the lineup now is, well, apart from Matthew Smith there, a 70 plus overall. It's looking tasty, it's looking good. Let's see how we can do. No pressure. Here we are then, for the first time in 13 years. You're going to hear that a lot this season. For the first time in 13 years, Wigan Athletic return to the Premier League. Unfortunately, our first game's not at home, but I think this would be the very opening game. This is on the Saturday, and it's a 12:45 kickoff. So I'd imagine this is literally the opening game of the season. But here we go. Loads of new signings. Oh, why is the trainer on? Here we go then. Loads of new signings in there. We've still got some OGs, of course. Matthew Smith, Ware. Cibic's still there. We've got Kerr on the bench. Ascod's in here. You know, we've got loads of OGs in this team. But loads of people are making their debuts as well. Adaramola, one of them. I'm probably going to mess his name up a lot. It's a bit of a tongue twister, I will say. But I'm excited. I'm so excited because the team will start to feel like... I mean, the team feels good anyway, but we're going to start to get higher rated players in now who are able to just move the ball around a bit better, I feel. So I'm excited to play in the Prem. I really am. This is our first massive chance here. Theo Asgard's going to play it across the floor. That's not going to get a Kyle Joseph. We'll see how he does. He got, I think combined, you're looking at nearly like 70, 80 goals in them first 2 seasons. Like, genuinely. So, in League One and in the Championship, he's amazing. Let's see how he can perform in the Premier League here. Obviously, I'm not expecting much from him. As the main striker, though, I'm still sort of being like, you know, he should at least be in double digits. Like, between 10 and 15 goals I'm expecting, but if he can do anything better than that, it would be amazing. Obviously, we're going to struggle. We're going to try and just grab as many points as possible. Avoid relegation is the big thing. It'd be amazing if we could push on for Europe, like. Obviously, but I mean, we can. If we can win the FA Cup, which we've done before. Asgard, go on. Ooh, dodgy 50-50 there. I haven't even looked at their team, I'm not going to lie. I see they've got still Thiago there up top. There's Ricky J. Jones on the attack. Bit of a foul in there, ref. J. Jones and Asgard, that's not going to get there. We've got Trevor in there as well. Olakarbi. This guy played for us. Oh my god, former player. He was on loan in Season 1, I believe it was. We got Andre Silva as well up top. Brentford spending that money. There's Olakarbi going to try and get a bit of revenge on his former team for not playing him as much. And a bit of an offside decision there. Love that from the lino. We're going to try and get the first few games done in this episode, I think. This one is just going to be raw and uncut because we're going to see what we can do. It's Sulov! Oh, he smashes it off the woodwork. What an opportunity that is then. What a chance. With his first few touches of the ball in a Wigan shirt, smashes it off the woodwork. I feel like he's going to be a fan favourite, this guy. What a shot attempt that is. We're only 20 odd minutes in here. Wigan are on an absolute stomper. Beautiful way it started though. Beautiful way it started there. Massive opportunity. The goal just opened up for him. Keeper was nowhere near. Absolutely. Oh, that's a good ball. That's a good ball. Now we need to be careful. This is how fast these Prem teams can do it. They've got Benton Kerr in the midfield. Civics actually held on very well there. Look at the pressure. This is... They put a lot more pressure on than they do in the lower leagues that we've been playing in. They definitely do. Jay Jones, that's a very weak pass. Fumbled out here by the strikers from Brentford. Way out over the top and get that flick on. Tios got out of Sulov. Oh my god. He's so good on the ball, Sulov. It's a good run. Dinks it. Joseph going up to win it. It's going to come back to Sulov. He heads it on to Matthew Smith. Ricky J. Jones can't get anywhere with it. He's a bit clumsy on the ball, Ricky. He's a little bit clumsy on the ball. Sam Tickle, he's just going to let that come in. That's very smart from him there. The strikers probably think he's coming out for it, so they're going to back off slightly. He's done a brilliant job there, Sam Tickle. There's a lot of pressure on him this season because it could be very easy to replace him. But I want to keep me off the long term. You know, he's been out from the start. I want him here from the start. I want to win everything with Sam Tickle. I feel like he deserves it. You know, he's an up-and-coming English keeper. But there is loads of pressure on him. He needs to perform well for us. The back line's going to struggle. I know I haven't replaced the centre-backs this season, but the full-backs are being replaced, and hopefully they can help out a lot. Nathan Patterson already getting stuck in a lot. Here's Ricky J. Jones again. Yeah, it's just... He feels a bit clumsy. I know he's more of a striker. He never really plays out wide, but I just thought I'd try it for this game. And it's not really working out too well. That's a wild ball, that. Sulov for the win. Okay, 0-0 at the half. Right then, into the second half. We can absolutely do with the 0-0 draw to start things off. I mean, not losing is just a win in my opinion. Here we go, Sulov. Not many options here. I was trying to get that into Ricky J. Jones. He's just not in the space. It's come away on the edge of the box. Hey, big save from Merritt. Big save. Doesn't help that they've got an 80-odd overall goalkeeper in net, you know. It's going to be difficult to get past him. That's a great ball, that, though. Theo scored on the corners in this one. I wonder if Sulov's good at taking them. Suppose we can look into that, definitely. Olakarbi's away. Not getting through Patterson. Not getting through Patterson, though. Here's Ricky. And Rico Henry's just way too strong for him. Way too strong and fast. Very pacey fullback. Olakarbi really wants to get revenge, doesn't he? He really does. I didn't play him enough, I'll admit. Seko doing brilliant defensively there. Here's Patterson. He's been massively involved in this game. Right, can I get the ball to? Yeah. Oh, it's very poor there. That's very poor. Thiago plays the ball to Andre Silva. This is how quick things can change in the Premier League. Sibic goes in. What a challenge that is. There'd be a roll from the away end after that. Matthew Smith up to Sulov now. Oh, it's a decent run. It's a decent little run there. He's getting in all the good positions. Adramola's up. We're really putting pressure on Brentford now. We can see the light. We can beat them. Ricky J. Jones getting himself stuck in as well. Can I play a little 1-2 here? Can I get it back down the line? Yes, I can. It's nice having a little bit more pace in the team as well, you know? Joseph, can I get the pass off? Pretty poor from him. We've won it back here, though. We've won it back. There's no option here. There's no fucking option at all. Get that up to Adaramola. That's going to go out Arsgaard here, who's playing out wide. He's a wide playmaker, I believe that's the role I've got him on. Oh, there's Wise here. He's going to play that to Ware. We're in a decent position here. I get Jones in. Oh, it's just too far in front. It's just too far in front. Adramola's looking tired. So these are the options that we've got on the bench for today's game. I believe I'll go in with Garcia in a left back. I could put Sesnyong there. I'm going to stick with Garcia there, though. So Garcia's going to come in, and I think I'm going to go in with Armstrong. He's a little bit more technical on the ball than Ware. Let's get Armstrong in. He's a lot better at dribbling. I think he's a little faster as well. I think the only thing that lets Armstrong down slightly, and a bit more than Ware, is the shooting. He hasn't really got that down to a T yet, but as soon as he does, he's going to be an unbelievable centre midfielder. And what you've got to think, he's only 19 right now. He'll turn 20 this season, but he's still a very young player. Loads of time to develop. Arsgaard through to Joseph. Big opportunity. Why is he not shooting? I'm pressing the button. Why is he not getting the shot off there? Kyle Joseph with a big opportunity there. Sulov hitting the woodwork early on as well. I mean, we've been the better team in my opinion. We've been the better team. Armstrong. Oh, the pass is horrendous. I've just praised him for his pass and then he does that. And he does that. Go on, Garcia. Putting up a fire left back. He's done a good job. He cannot win it though. Nathan Patson has been incredible. Potentially man of the match. It's probably going to go to Sulov, but there's potential there. Arsgaard, that's an awful pass. That is an awful pass from Arsgaard. He can do better. Armstrong straight in there. Here we go. Big chance. Armstrong. Oh, come on. Nah, pass isn't going to get through. Pass is not going to get through that many bodies, is it? Beautiful winning the ball back here. Here's Smith. That's up to Sulov. He's just going to get it through. Arsgaard won't get there. We're really battling for this. Joseph can't do anything either. And there's not much point in bringing Joseph off, to be fair. The bench striker's meant to be Ricky J. Jones. But he is starting on the right, of course. It's a brilliant run down the line. Garcia can't really deal with that. It's a ball coming in. Seko, we've got to be careful with where we're putting our feet there. It very easily gave away a penalty. Arsgaard just running into his man again here. He's probably going to come off if we get another stop in the game, but I don't think we will. Would have been a good ball through that. Yes, Ricky. That's a lovely ball up to Arsgaard. Arsgaard up to Sulov. Probably the last chance of the game here. Sulov delivers it. Can we win that corner? Oh, yes. I think we could be getting a corner here. I might be wrong. Kerr's going to come in. We're going to bring a Deco in, and I'm also going to bring in Divine. They're the last three changes. They're going to get a minute here. We have a big chance with this corner. Sulov's going to be delivering it, the debutant. This is a big chance right here. It's when the Kerr, Ager's just getting there, and I think, oh, we're going to get it back. Sulov, no, I didn't mean to press that button. I did not mean to press that button. And that's going to do it. A 0-0 draw, it's not a horrendous result. And it felt good. We felt like the better team. We held Brentford to only 42% of the ball. One shot attempt. We created a lot more. We had more passes. More challenges. And it is Nathan Patson with man of the match. Well deserved. I think Sulov was incredible, hitting the crossbar with that opportunity. Armstrong off the bench was great. I do think we played well there. We really did. Seko put up a good fight. Nathan Patson was amazing down the right-hand side. It's not a terrible result. into the next game of the season then. It's our first home game of the season, of the Premier League season. First time in 13 years that would have seen a Premier League game at the Brick Community Ground. We've got Brighton at home. Now, Brighton have not really made any changes to their team since the very first season in the save, so I'm sort of favouring myself here. We're done very well against Brentford to get a point, but the changes here, we've got Armstrong coming in at that midfield for Weah, and Smith is joining us instead of Ricky J. Jones there. Silko Thomas is unfortunately still out injured. This is definitely going to be a big game for us, hopefully with first 3 points. Like I said, we've done well against Brentford. I feel like I was definitely the better side in that game, and Nathan Patterson got man of the match award, which was absolutely great in his very first Wigan game. First home game though, yeah, the weather is not on our side. It is raining currently, which is not ideal, but yeah, as you can see, there's not many changes to this Brighton side. I see they've got Dan Juma in there, but I'm pretty sure they're still playing Pedro or Rutter up top, I believe. Can I get that ball through? Yes, we can. Yeah, Sulov gets the shot off. It's not far. It's not far. He had one of them attempts against Brentford as well. He's getting into really good positions on the pitch. I probably could have squared that across the box instead of squared it across the goalkeeper's face. It's a brilliant run there. You know, Sulov again getting him behind. I do have Joseph to cut that back to. It's Joseph! Oh my god. Very early on the game. 10 minutes in and we've already had 2 opportunities here. Yeah, he just hasn't hit it properly, has he? It's really not far off at all. About White here to Sulov. Seko's stayed down. Anything going here? Adaramola. Oh, Seko's stayed down here. Oh no, this is not what we need. It's an awful challenge from one of the Brighton players, and this does not look good. This could be Seko out for the season, this. He's been amazing in these first 2 games as well. The only centre-back I've got on the bench here is Kerr at the minute. We're probably going to need to change that before deadline day, though. Kerr comes in. It's an awful challenge from one of the Brighton players. I don't... Oh, my God. I mean, how are you not being sent off there? It's Rutter. Just lays one on Seko. He's nowhere near the ball or anything. And that's a good ball in. Sam Tickle spills it. O'Reilly, big block from Kerr. He's like... Oh! Osgood's went flying in. It's all kicking off now. It opens up for them. It's 1-0 Brighton. It's 1-0 Brighton. It's awful defending. It really is awful defending. I know we can do much better than that. And Sorrento goes over to the manager there, which I'm not surprised. It's a big goal for Brighton. They've been on the back foot all game. It's a big goal for them. They just open up defensively then. Unfortunately, we've conceded our first goal of the Premier League season, and we still haven't scored our first goal. It's a 1-0 loss to Brighton in my first home game this season. I'm gutted about that one. I'm definitely gutted about that one. It's a game I feel like we deserve more from. The refereeing was horrendous. 4 shots there to Brighton's 2 had 52% of the ball, sorry. I really do feel like we've been hard done by there. But Civic with a 7.3. Adaramola got a 7.7 before going off. I feel like we're done our best. Okay, I've seen worse. I've definitely seen worse. Seko's out for 2 months with a broken metatarsal. I've definitely seen worse, you know. That is not as bad as it could be. 2 months out is still long, especially in this league. But it could have definitely been a lot worse. I'm a little bit more happy about that. Okay, I've just had to do a little voiceover for this part of the video in our Carabao Cup game, our first one of the season up against Coventry. Here is the starting lineup, a few players coming in for the first time this season. We started the game off absolutely amazingly. This goal is just ridiculous, by the way. Devine does so well to hold it. Little 1-2 here, Bosch. That, I don't know how the keeper doesn't try and keep that out. It's an absolute brilliant move, and 3 minutes into the game with them 1-0 up, I'm like, right, we're in, you know what, we're in for a very good game here. Hopefully a high score on. There's our first scored goal of the season. It's scrappy, but it works. And then this happens. I've never come across this glitch. I tried making a substitution. I tried going into simulation mode and everything. It just would not work. So I ended up just having to sim to the end. We'll luckily beat them on penalties.
But very disappointing to see this from a year that's not fixed.
Alright then, well that glitch really pissed us off. I was excited to play the rest of that commentary game, and I'm just very lucky in a way that we ended up winning on penalties. That was completely out of my reach. I tried everything, tried going into sim, tried making a sub, and that's the first time that's happened, so very frustrating. But I'm going to end this episode here. It has been quite a big episode, the start of a brand new season, of course, and the start of one of the biggest seasons in this entire career. The very first one in the Premier League, which is always going to be a struggle. We're always going to try and keep ourselves sort of just afloat of relegation here, which we have done so far. We've picked up a point in that draw against Brentford, lost to Brighton, unfortunately, have not scored yet. These are the struggles, though. These are the struggles these teams have to go through. As long as I can keep my head above 18th, I think we should be good going into a new season. Teams like Liverpool are looking unbelievable, unbeaten in the first 3 games. There were 3 wins. We're still looking for that first goal. It will come. It will come eventually. We do have West Ham just before the deadline day, I believe. And then after deadline day, I didn't say that. We may as well have been knocked out. We had Liverpool in Season 1, though. In Season 1, we had Liverpool in the Cup, and we did beat them 1-0, so bring it on. But yeah, after West Ham, we've got United, then Liverpool, Villa, Newcastle. The league fixtures are so challenging here. I don't know where the first win's going to come from, but I'm going to stay positive about everything. Thank you so much for watching this video, people. If you're excited for the remainder of this season and we're finally in that Premier League spot, please smash that like button, make sure you're subscribed, and I'll speak to all of you in the next episode. Goodbye.